Hi guys, you're highly welcome back to my channel once again. So in this video today, I'm going to show you how to measure, how to cut, and how to sew simple danshiki or kimono. So guys, this video is going to be a professional way of making danshiki, and it's going to be beginner friendly. So if you are a beginner, you don't need to worry. I will make sure that I explain everything in detail so that you will understand it. Yes, so the measurement that we are going to be working with are of four. You only need four measurements. You need a back measurement, you need a sleeve measurement, and you need a belly measurement and the neck measurement. So you may be wondering that whenever I'm making my danshike, I've never measured or never make use of the back measurement before. Don't worry, I'm going to show you how it is done. Back measurement is very important in the cutting of danshiki or kimono. And this sleeve that you are seeing here is from the center of the back down to wherever you want the danshiki sleeve or hand to stop. I'm going to show you how to take all these measurements in a detailed explanation. So guys, hope you can see the picture here. I drew that diagram so that I can illustrate to you on how to take the measurement perfectly. Now, the shoulder measurement is very simple. You take it from here across the back to the other side. That is from one shoulder bone to the other shoulder bone. So that is for the back measurement. It's as simple as this. Just try to figure out where the shoulder bone is. Place your tape here and measure it round to the other shoulder bone. Now let's talk about the sleeve of the danshiki. Now the sleeve of the danshiki is always halfway the muzzle and the elbow. So let's assume this is where my elbow is. This is where the elbow of my hand is. So the sleeve of danshiki is halfway between here and here. Simply means so the sleeve of the danshiki is going to stop here. This very point here. So this is where the sleeve of the danshiki is going to stop. And to take the measurement of the sleeve of the danshiki is very simple. You are going to start the measurement from the center back of your client down to halfway the muzzle of your client. That is between the shoulder bone and your elbow. So now, with that being said, let's talk about the belly measurement. When taking the belly measurement, it's very simple. You come to this place here. This is the belly. So you are going to measure around the belly of your client. We call this measurement horizontal measurement. Measure it round. Then you are going to be adding 8 to 10 inch for allowance purposes. The reason why we are adding 8 or 10 inches is because danshiki or kimono is always a loose fitted dress. It is not tight fitted dress. Hope you are getting that. So you are going to be adding 8 to 10 inch, and if you are not sure, make sure you do the back test before you apply this measurement on your for your customer. Do the back test. Simply means just do your own research on it before you do it, but this is tested and trusted. I've been using this measurement and it has been working for me perfectly. Now let's talk about the neck measurement. To take the neck measurement is very simple. Just it should not be too tight and not too loose. Simple as that. Just measure around the neck of your client. Make sure you come down here and not the actual neck. You come down here and measure the neck. So that is all for the measurement of danshiki. We don't need chest measurement. You don't need hip measurement. The belly measurement will cover the chest measurement and the hip measurement. Now another measurement is the muzzle measurement. Yeah, I forgot to mention that muzzle is very important. The muzzle measurement is around here. You measure around the muzzle of your client and you are going to be adding 4 inch to that number. 4 inch. The reason why I'm adding 4 inch is because danshiki is a loose fitted dress. If you check the most popular danshikis out there, you discover that the muzzle is loose fit. Yeah, that is the reason I'm adding 4. If not, for a regular kaftan or regular shirt, I normally add 2 inch to my muzzle when I measure it round. So that is all for the measurement, guys. And if you have any question, please, my comment section is open. I'm ready to answer all your questions in detail. And guys, if you do have any value so far, hit the like button. And if you're yet to subscribe. Now let's talk about the cutting of danshiki. In the cutting of danshiki is very simple. So some people might be saying that you don't need to slant your danshiki. Slanting a danshiki is very important, because if you don't slant this danshiki, you will discover that there's going to be a rumble formation and a wrinkle formation at the armhole of the danshiki. The rumbleness and the wrinkle always start the formation from the neck side, which is very wrong. It's not good. That is not a professional danshiki. A professional danshiki must has a flat chest. So that is the trick behind it. So, and slanting is very important. So guys, I'm going to show you how it is done. Stay tuned to the end of this video, because I have more tips to share with you. I have more secret tips to share with you at the end of this video. So guys, now let's talk about the cutting of danshiki. Now, the length of my danshiki is 32 of an inch. And the cutting allowance is 3 of an inch, while the hemming allowance is 3 of an inch also. So it simply means the actual length of my danshiki is 32. So I'm going to be adding 6 inch to that 32, and that will be 38 of an inch. So the length of this my danshiki here is 38 inch in total. Now let's talk about the wideness of my danshiki. How can I determine the wideness of the material that I'm going to be using for the danshiki or the kimono? To get the wideness is very simple. You are going to use your sleeve measurement, not the back measurement this time around, but the sleeve of the danshiki measurement to determine the wideness of the material that we're going to be using for the danshiki. And let me say this before I talk about the numbers. Your materials must be unfolded. It must be 2 layers of material. So must be folded together. Yes. Now, the sleeve of my danshiki is 18 of an inch. That is from the center back to halfway my muzzle. So then I multiply that. I'm going to multiply that number by 2. 18 times 2, that is 36. So this 36 will be the one to determine the wideness of the material that I'm going to be using for the danshiki. So guys, in this case, we are going to be adding 2 inch to that 36 for sewing allowance. So in total, it's going to be 38 of an inch wideness before we do the cutting of the danshiki. So it simply means this point here, from here up to this point here, is 38 of an inch. This is the wideness of my material for the danshiki. Now, before we go into the main cutting, let me say this. You may be experiencing some things about something strange about my video, as maybe I'm too speedy or I am too fast. Yeah, the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to decrease the duration of a video and the size of a video so that it can be consumable. And if you are not really if you don't enjoy it like that, there's an option on YouTube where you can either increase or decrease the speed of a video to your own taste. So you can use that option, please. So guys, with that being said, let's go into the cutting of this danshiki. So the first thing we are going to do is to identify the back panel and the front panel of this danshiki. And to do that, we are going to separate them from each other. So I'm going to do that now. And remember, all our cuttings are going to be done on the wrong side of the material and not the right side of the material. So after you are done with the folding of the material like this, you are going to iron it down, and this one is going to serve as our back panel or the front panel. You can use anyone. Make sure you iron it down. So guys, I'm done with the iron. I'm going to keep this one aside. So now this is the second layer of the material. So I'm going to do the same thing on this second layer. And I'm going to iron it down also. I'm going to keep this one aside. Pick this one. So this one is going to serve as my front panel of my kaftan, or sorry, of my danshiki. So this is going to serve as my front panel of the danshiki. So this is the wrong side of the material. Now let's talk about the slant of my danshiki. This is where we are going to make use of our neck and back measurements. So let's start. We are going to measure from here downward 2 inches, and it's going to be all through from this point here up to that point 2 inches. And make sure you roll the line perfectly. Like I told you earlier in the video, this is a professional way of making dashiki, and you will enjoy this method. You will like this method if you apply it on your danshiki or kimono. Hopefully you can see that line as legible as it is. So the next thing we are going to do now, we are going to apply, I'm going to apply my neck measurement here. So let me quickly show you something here, guys. This is the formula I use for my neck. You can see that neck over 6 minus 0.3 will give me the width of the neck. The width is from here to here. Now, the length of the neck is that width 2.5 plus 0.3 will give me the length of the neck, guys, from the top downward. So it's as simple as that. I'm going to apply it now. The width is 2.5 and the length is 2.8. So give it a nice curve. I have that already. So guys, the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to apply my back measurement on this shoulder line. This is the shoulder line, yes. So my back measurement is 15, so that is 7.5. Now I have that 15 here where I marked. So guys, I want you to pay a very close attention to this place, because this place is very important. If you miss this place, simply means you miss everything. So you are going to place your ruler here from this point where my hand is, and pass it on to the where you mark on the shoulder line. I'm sorry, yeah, on my back. Let me draw it out so that you can see clearly. So now the next thing we are going to do, place the ruler on it and follow that shape downward. Look at where my ruler is and where the material is. Hopefully you can see that now. You can see that very clearly. So look at how it is. Place your ruler here and continue that slant downward. Continue that slant downward. So it's as simple as this. And let me try it. So the major key point here is for you to make sure that your ruler must pass through your back measurement, where you mark your back measurement. You know, the reason why I'm doing this is because as a beginner, let me reveal it to you. Here is where your back stopped, and after this is where your shoulder bone is. And after your shoulder bone, you discover that your main head is not straight, but it is bent also. That is the reason why the slant is like this. It's like this rather. So guys, now let's continue from here. If you have any question, hit me in the comment section, and if you don't have any value, hit the like button and share this video with your friends. So now, this time around, we are going to talk about the sleeve. The muzzle of our danshiki. Like I said earlier, my muzzle measurement, when I measure it round without allowance, is 12 of an inch. So I'm going to be adding 4 inch, and that will be 16 of an inch. So that's 16. I'm going to do the application here. So let me draw this guide backward to the camera. Yes, you can see it. You are going to start the measurement from here. Measure down 6.5. The reason why I say 6.5 is that there's going to be a back panel of this danshiki, and that back panel will be the one to complete the remaining 1.5 of an inch that will cover up our muzzle measurement. So in this case, 8 minus 1.5, that is 6.5. Hope I'm correct. So the back rise will be the one to cover up. So I'm going to measure 6.5 here downward. And guys, we are going to be adding 1 inch to that 6.5 for sewing allowance. 1 inch. Now, so the next thing we are going to do now, I'm going to mark that line to this side. Yes, it is very, very important. Let's mark the line. So I'm done with that. Now, this place is going to serve as the outer part of the sleeve, and this is going to serve as the inner part of the sleeve. Or another way around, this is the out seam of the sleeve, and this is the inseam of the sleeve. So the inseam of a sleeve is always shorter than the out seam of a sleeve. So in this case, I'm going to short the inseam of my sleeve by 3 of an inch. 3 of an inch for adults. The shortness is very important. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to connect from this point here down to this point. Yeah, I mean here. Oh, so guys, you can see that. Yes. Now, this line that I drew here. So guys, this line here is going to automatically serve as our chest line. So we are going to apply that belly measurement we measured earlier in the video. So I'm going to apply my belly measurement here. So my belly measurement is 42. So 42 divided by 4. We are going to divide 42 by 4. So in that case, that will be 10.5. 10.5. Then you are going to add 1 inch for sewing allowance. Yes. So the next thing we are going to do now is how to get our belly line. To get our belly line is very simple. Just measure from here, the shoulder line, downward, and where 20 of an inches is going to be your belly point. And you can also measure it manually. You can take the belly measurement from the shoulder down to where the belly is. It's very simple. So now I'm going to mark that line to serve as a reference. So now I'm going to apply my belly measurement for 42 also. 10.5 plus 1, 11.5 inch total. So now we are going to continue downward. Continue this measurement downward. Even the hip, I'm going to be using 10.5 for the hip also. And the next thing I'm going to do now is the connection of all these lines. Make sure you connect them together. So the one and only thing that is left here now is the cuff at the armhole of this armpit of this danshiki. We are going to give this place a nice curve. Yeah, hope you can see that clearly, that curve there. So guys, the next thing we are going to do now is the cutting of this danshiki. That is all for the front panel. Then the back panel, we're going to do that. So guys, I'm done with the cutting of the front panel of the danshiki. So I'll be going over to the back panel of the danshiki now. So place the back panel on your table as shown, and you are going to place the front panel on your back panel as shown. Hopefully you can see how I place it. So the next thing we are going to do now, pay attention to this place. We are going to trim from here downward. Start the trimming from here. You are trimming the back panel so that it will correspond with the front panel. So guys, the back rise of this danshiki is going to be 3 of an inch, and I'm going to draw this front panel downward 3 of an inch. Draw it down as shown, and leave 3 of an inch here. Yes, I have that 3 inch already. Hopefully you can see that. So the next thing I'm going to do now is very simple. I'm going to fold it over the front panel. So the folding over, you are going to be leaving half of an inch here for sewing allowance. Half inch. You are not just folding everything, but you are folding like half of an inch over the back or the front panel of the danshiki. Now let's iron it down. So guys, the next thing we are going to do now is the cutting of the, let me place this guy here, the cutting of the neck of this of the back panel of this danshiki or kimono. So the cutting is very simple. Start from here. So I'm done with that. Look at this sharp shape here. I'm gonna cut it away. Oh, so guys, I'm done with this. Done with the cutting of the neck. Let me trim it a bit. So the next thing we are going to do now is very, very simple. Let me show you something. So when you fold this guy over this place, when you fold this the back panel over the front panel, you are going to discover that the front panel sleeve is higher than the back panel sleeve. So here you are going to apply that sleeve measurement. So to apply the sleeve measurement, please pay good attention to what I'm talking about here. So to apply the sleeve measurement is very, very, very simple. We are going to start from here, the center back of the back panel, where my hand is now. So from the center back, and we are going to apply that 18 of an inch here. 18 of an inch. Look at that 18 of an inch here. Yeah, that is the 18. Hopefully you can see that 18. Then you are going to be adding 1 inch for sewing allowance, and that will be 19. So here you are going to do some corrections, do the markings. After you are done with the marking, then you are going to try to make sure that it goes along with the front panel sleeve. So it is very, very important. Hopefully you are getting what I'm saying there. Try to do some correction there so that they will be equal. So I'm going to cut it out now. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm going to do some correction here. Yeah, I'm done with the correction. So the next thing I'm going to do now is this. It's very simple. I'm going to trim along the front panel on the back panel. Yeah. So guys, I'm done with the cutting already. This is the end of the cutting of danshiki or kimono. If you have any question, my comment section is open, and if you derive any value, hit the like button and subscribe if you are new. So guys, the next thing we are going to do, I was talking about the cutting allowance that time. This is where we are going to cut it out from here. So this is the cutting allowance. I've cut it out already. So guys, the next thing we are going to do now is the sewing of the danshiki. And guys, pay close attention to what I'm about to tell you. I'm going to be using simple plackets or flap for my danshiki and a neck piping danshiki. So let's go over to that.